Creator and the strategy. What are some challenges you face as a creator? We kind of touched on it, but like, what else do you face?
Some challenges I face as a creator is, finding a way to make content frequently without sacrificing the quality.
Ooh. Have you found that way?
No.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a way to do that, because I feel like to get quality, it takes time. So you can't really have quantity and quality coexisting in the way that you might want the quality to be, unless you're outsourcing, you have a team and all of that stuff.
That's what I was going to say. Brilliant. If you're thinking about it as you, because it's just me now.
Yeah.
I have a videographer, but it's just me. And when it's just you formulating the ideas, production, editing, you could only scale so far.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to post one video a month.
Yeah.
On YouTube, but then your audience doesn't care. They're still gonna come, bro.
Yeah.
You're not working. Being a creator is so funny. You're judged based off of your output, but that output, your output's different from the audience's output.
Yeah.
Because they got one video in 2 months.
Yeah.
But you've been editing and working and the entire month, no breaks.
Yeah.
So
you don't see the behind the scenes. So
yeah.
No one's gonna know how hard you've worked on something. They're not gonna care at the end of the day. So
all they care about, they don't even care about the video you just posted.
No.
They care about when the next video is.
Yes. It's like, oh, thanks for this. Anyway, so next time, yeah. I think it's just because we are in this age of like overconsumption. So we don't really stop to sit on something. I think that's why I really love the like film and TV industry a lot. It's like someone will produce a film, someone will direct a film, and you won't hear from them for another year, for another 2 years.
Look at
like,
James Cameron.
Yeah, exactly. Where is he? But like he's working, he's cooking behind the scenes. And I feel like we don't have that in the creator industry, because it's like you put something out and you're immediately having to be working on the next thing. We don't let anything simmer. And I feel like we see that in the music industry nowadays. Like people don't really make long form albums as much anymore. Even
conceptual.
TV. Yeah, it's EPs, it's quick like singles. Even with the TV industry, people are making mini series, limited series, 8 episodes. I want 22 episodes. Take 3-4 months in between seasons to film. Like you don't need to, but to be honest, they're even taking years in between limited series.
Why do they have that grace?
I don't understand. So yeah, it's just, we're in this age of like, everything needs to be super short, super snappy, and then also like super quick.
What did you say is an issue you face as a creator?
What issues I face? I think one of mine would be like the comparison aspect with other creators, because I tend to follow majority of the people I follow are people I look up to and I'm inspired by, and I'm always like, why can't I be that? Or like, how do I don't know. I just feel like it's an internal battle of me never thinking my stuff is good enough to be taken seriously. So like, I think it's just like not imposter syndrome, but like, I don't feel like I don't feel like my stuff is worthy.
And this is such a big issue when your job as because you're an artist essentially. This is what happens when your results as an artist are based off of analytics.
Yeah.
Because there's a reason you're following a lot of us creators, and they're most likely gonna have bigger numbers than you, and you're wondering why you don't get those numbers. Maybe it's the way she talks.
It's not really the numbers thing. It's more just like they are creating such amazing stuff. I want to also be able to create amazing things. And obviously, everyone is different. Everyone's creating different things. Everyone makes people feel different ways. It's not like this is obviously like amazing production quality, therefore it's better. It might make someone else feel completely different. And
True.
Someone else's video, do you know what I mean? It's not about necessarily the technical side of things, more like over the emotional side of things. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't see what people could potentially be feeling from my work, or like if it even is like of great technical value. So it's like, it's just, I'm very like, not perfectionist, but like I'm never one to like sit and smell the roses. I'm always like, okay, how can I be better? How can I be better?
So have you seen some comments that have at least reinforced your art, like that have said, oh, this is very,
like, yeah, your stuff's great. And I'm like, thanks, but like, it could be better. That's like how my mind works.
The pursuit of more.
Yeah, or just the pursuit of being better. Like I constantly want to be improving. One of my main fears is just being stuck intellectually. Like I want to be like a student of life, if you will.
Let me take a wild guess. You can't watch your let's say like the 10th last video you just posted. Could you watch it?
For what reason? Like what?
Like,
why am I watching
could you watch it and be like, oh, this is a really good video, good quality?
It depends if it's good.
Really?
Yeah, like if I'm looking for constructive criticism, I'll find it. But if I'm just like, oh yeah, let me just watch my stuff to enjoy it, I can do that too.
I can't.
Why not?
It's the same thing. Like, I want to keep getting better and better, and like, I can't even watch like the last video.
Yeah.
Like the one before it, I can't even, like 2 videos away, I can't watch because it's so far removed from where, even if I just posted it like last week.
Yeah, no, for YouTube it's completely different though.
Yeah.
YouTube, I can't remember I would not watch a YouTube video that I posted yesterday. But like maybe if it was like a travel video that I posted a year ago, I'd watch it for the nostalgia. But like any video that I'm just posting on a weekly basis, I will never watch those. But short form content is different because
short form is different.
Yeah, but yeah, the long form YouTube videos, I do not watch those because I instantly would be like, why did I edit that? Why did I do that?
Why? Why is that?
I don't know. I think I feel like we hold more pressure with the long form content because it's like, this is art. This is like because people now call YouTube videos like films, like people are making, I'm like, this isn't a film, this is a vlog. Like this isn't a film. But I feel this like pressure for it to be like, oh, this needs to be Scorsese level, you know?
Have you watched Casey Neistat?
Yeah, I love Casey. He was like one of the biggest reasons I got into making YouTube videos.
Really?
Loved his videos, loved New York, loved that whole like travel vlog.
Emma Chamberlain.
Yeah, I like Emma Chamberlain's like her vibe. She's like a cool girl, isn't it?
I get that from you.
Emma Chamberlain vibes. I wish. No, she's like, yeah, I like the fact that she's like diversified her like creator status and become like an entrepreneur with like Chamberlain Coffee and stuff like that. I think I respect her more for those other things that she's done and how she's managed to just like diversify and like take over the creator space in that way. She's a businesswoman at the end of the day.
I can't wait to see where we take that.
Yeah, I feel like our demographic of creators, like African creators as well, like I feel like we have so much potential. I'm so excited. I would love, actually, let me not say too much. Sometimes I just have very delusional dreams and, it's best to keep them to myself.
I think it's a young market. Who knows?
Yeah. But anyway, what are some of your techniques for growing and engaging with your audience?
Growing and engaging with the audience. I feel like those are 2 different things. Yeah. So I'll answer both of them. Mm-hmm. For growing the audience, I would say that's just like, I call this feeding the top of the funnel. You have to like increase the top of the funnel. So you have to make I try and make more broad scoping ideas. Okay. Like something that's like fast food. I like using that example. Like I tried all fast food in Kenya. Mm-hmm. That's something a lot of people would watch, right? Yeah.
That was actually the first video I watched of yours. Because I was like, oh yeah, perfect.
Thank you.
So the strategy works.
Now you're at the top of the funnel. Yeah. So when you increase the top of the funnel, let's say 500,000 people watch, you're going to get like 100 that trickle down to like the next videos. Mm-hmm. It's going to trickle down until you get like they call them true fans. Yeah. I don't know if you heard about this. Mm-hmm. They call them true fans, like people that would ride and die, that really love your content, that would support anything you did. So that's how I like to grow the audience. I like to grow it in that aspect. And I learned that from music. That's basically like one of my friends who's a musician told me that's how they grow. That's how you become Burna Boy. You start from Nigeria, get the true fans there, go to SA, spend a year. He spent a year in SA like that. Wow. And then you just move around and like... Interesting. So eventually you end up with like 1,000 true fans. Yeah. So... Wow. And then engaging with the audience, I'd say talking to the audience in videos really helps. Like addressing something, like talking to them and if you could tell them to do something, like comment down below about what you think about this. Should I do this or this? What do you think about this? I think that's a really good way to engage with the audience. Obviously, like, I'm more focused on YouTube. So on Instagram, again, you'd have to talk to them and something that would relate to them, that would prompt them to reply or respond. Also, you could go the more nuclear route and just be super polarizing. If you're very polarizing, people are gonna engage anyway. So you're gonna engage with an audience more.
Whether it's your audience
Or just
is a different question. Yeah.
how
okay.
would you grow and engage your audience?
That's very interesting. I'll answer engage first because I feel like I have more to say about that. I feel like I try to keep my audience in some sort of ecosystem because I am on like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Pinterest. I focus mainly on like bringing engagement from Instagram because I don't know, I feel like people are more engaged on there. So like if I'm uploading a YouTube video, I'll put up a poll saying, help me choose a thumbnail, for example. So people already like psychologically feel like they've had some part to play and they're more likely to go watch the video because they're like, oh, let me see what thumbnail she chose, for example. So I'd say that is like my main way.
I've seen you do this.
Yeah.
On
like
your YouTube, I've seen you tell them to follow on Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah, like just to
keep them in
the ecosystem going because sometimes it's like slightly different content on each platform, for example. Obviously, like reply to comments as much as possible. I'm really bad with DMs, so that's one thing I need to do more. Not that I have like tons, but I just get overwhelmed. But when it comes to growing, I actually don't feel like I focus too much on growing my audience as much now because I feel like engagement is more of a like factor that people are looking for when it comes to creating, being a business. But if I were to, it's just like obviously try to post as consistently as possible, but sometimes life gets in the way and that's not possible. So yeah, I don't really use... Thing is, I feel like I know strategies for growing. Like,
because you literally studied this.
I did a degree in digital marketing, so I'm like, I know what I could and should be doing, but I feel like I value the creative process more than being like super analytical and checking those sorts of things for myself. I'd much rather do that for other people. But yeah, so I don't really like focus too much on like growing my numbers. It's more just like engaging with the audience I already have and the creative process, I guess.
I feel like that's even more fulfilling, number one.
It's less stressful for sure.
Less stressful.
Because like as a black girl in England, it's like just don't even... If we stress too much about like, oh, why is this... But like, yeah. It's like we will never sleep or rest. So there's just no point in even stressing about it. You could do the exact... You know what gets me is I would love to just be like a bare minimum influencer. Like I would love to just be able to like get in front of the camera and be like, hey guys, just like I saw a video the other day, I won't name names, but a girl was like eating pasta and some of it fell out of her mouth. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so silly. And it got like 36,000 likes. And
what?
Yeah, I was like, if only...
I could...
If only, because that could feed a family. That could get a lot of brand deals. But no, like I think if we stress too much about that within the like, I can't obviously speak for any other demographic, but within our demographic, there's just we won't rest.
Also, I'd say that there's a lot of content out on the internet. Right? I read how many billion hours are uploaded on TikTok every day. You can't exactly target you can't just like cast an empty net.
Yeah, and especially because every app is different. Every app values different things.
And people's attention is just getting shorter and shorter.
Exactly.
So if you're not targeting, like if you're not taking care of your audience, and you're worried about growing.
That's why I was talking about like Instagram as an engagement platform, because I feel like TikTok's main focus is discoverability. So you'll find a lot of new people coming to your TikTok, but they won't necessarily stay. It's like you follow someone and all of a sudden you never see their videos again. I feel like I have to go to my friends tab.
Yeah, the friends.
Or my like following tab to specifically see people who I follow. But otherwise they're never pushed to you on your FYP. But Instagram, it's like, well, obviously they had their chronological feed, but now it's like the explore page is the explore page, but when you're scrolling, it's people you actually like and are engaging with. And then YouTube, you're seeing those people on your homepage. You're choosing to spend 10, 20, 30 minutes with them. They're like the hardcore, super engaged, very like brand friendly audience, you know? So it's just like, if we stress too much about like, oh, I need to grow my TikTok to this, I need to grow my, like, we're just gonna be stressed. Because TikTok's not like caring about your following. They just want more people on the app and more people seeing this one video that's going viral. So that's what I think.
What is your creative process when receiving a brief and working with a brand?
Okay, I tend to be very logistical about things when working with brands. So I will make like a PDF, I'll present them with a document. It'll have my voiceover script at the top. On the side, it will have any creative notes like, oh, I'm filming this in 4K this. I'm gonna, like, this is gonna be 30 seconds to 1 minute long. This is a brief shot list. And then it will have a mini mood board there as well. And then any other notes like locations. And then if it's like, oh, seeing as you're this brand, I'm gonna make sure to not include this, this, and this. Just so that everything is on the table. Send that to them.
Wait, this is if you receive a brief?
Yeah, when they're like, hey, we would love to make a video, this is what we're looking for. Then I'd be like, great, this is my idea.
Wow.
Not like too early though. Sometimes I've learned to not put in too much effort because sometimes brands will be like, oh, but we don't actually have a budget. I'm like, so I've done this work and you don't have a budget. Now where do we go from here? Because I've spent an hour doing a concept.
That's something that's so common. Could you tell us how much? Could you tell us if you're there? But we don't have a budget.
Yeah, like, so what do you expect me to do with that? But yeah, depending on the budget as well, the concept will be different. So if it's like they're paying well, I'm like, I'm gonna produce something great. If they're paying okay, it'll still be good, but it's not gonna be as the same standard of something that's gonna be amazing. Because then when it comes to working with future brands as well, I could be like, for this price, this is the sort of content you can get. But if you pay more, you can get something like this. So it's like, yeah, it's important to like distinguish between.
Okay, so what about the creative process? Like, okay, now you've sent that back to them.
I've sent that back to them. They've been like, this is great. I'm like, cool, I'll start shooting, then I edit. Most of the time I record the voiceover before I edit because that saves a lot of time if it's like short form stuff.
What?
Yeah. So because I've already got the script there, I just need to record the voiceover and then edit the rough cut to the voiceover.
You'll do it even before you shoot?
Sometimes I'll do the voiceover first, yeah. Because it's the script's there.
That's so interesting.
Because if I'm like, this needs to be 30 seconds long, I've recorded the voiceover to 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Why am I wasting time with half an hour in the timeline? If I can just like quickly, I'm like, oh, okay, so in this section I said, so now I'm pouring myself a glass of water. I get all the clips of me pouring water, fit it to that section.
Oh, okay. But you already have the content.
Yeah. Like, it depends. I could have the voiceover first, I could have the content first. It doesn't really matter. Like, that doesn't really matter.
Interesting.
So yeah, I shoot that, then I send it off. Usually they won't ask for a revision, but if they do, I do a revision and then send it off. But then you should also have a clause saying how many revisions, because some brands can be like, hey, could you? No. Because I sent you a concept, you should have told me what no in the concept. Very detailed.
That's the most brutal thing. I pray to God I never get a revision request.
Exactly. Like if you're detailed in pre-production, you don't need to be as all over the place.
How many revisions will you allow for?
Like two max. Because then after two, it's like, what am I not getting? You've asked for what you want. Why should I not be able to do that to a satisfactory level? You know? Unless you're now changing your mind again, which is not. You should have thought about that when I gave you the concept.
It's actually quite smart.
Yeah. That, like, I spend a lot of time on pre-production to just save me time when doing actual production and post-production.
Because this isn't the only thing you're doing. You have to make content for yourself. And
the workflow needs to be as like
smooth
as possible. Yeah. So yeah, that's my process. And then obviously get paid. What about you?
I'd say my creative process when I receive a brief from a brand would be to first get an idea. I won't do the whole presentation thing.
That's fine.
I'll get an idea that I think would work for that, and then I'll call them on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll call whoever's at that like the most high level person I could reach. Call them on the phone, give them the idea, and then get their word from it, and then I'll just do it.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll just do it and then send it to everyone, and hopefully they like it. Usually they do. I haven't yet. If I'm ever asked to do a revision and I might collapse.
Really?
It takes me so long to do.
Especially if they're like, hey, could you change the music? No. Because I cut to the time. So I can't change the music. Yeah.
That's something that most people wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
I cut to the beat.
Cut to the beat. Now I have to change. I have to start afresh. But yeah, no, that's really great that you've never had revisions. That's
You
so
have?
impressive. Yeah, of course.
What?
What do you mean?
What do they ask you to do?
Some things are small, like, hey, because to be fair, like when working with like financial brands, I've worked with a few banks, and they have to be very strategic in the way they deliver a message so that it's not giving people financial advice or misleading someone.
Yes.
So for example, if I'm trying not to be too specific about financial advice, but if I were to be like, oh, I save money using a pot, this is really great. Instead of me saying like, you can definitely save money this way, it's like, if you use a pot, you may be able to save some money. So just not giving too definite of an outcome.
Yes.
But yeah, like just small stuff like that. It's never been like reshoot. Just like, hey, change the voiceover, or can you like change the text here or something like that.
Okay.